Welcome to the Milford Planning Board of June 2nd, 2026. The first order of business is the minutes of the meeting from May 19th. What's the pleasure of the board?
I make a motion, we got, first of all, we have to amend it. I was present, not remote. Other than that, I make a motion, we approve it.
He's already
Oh, I see.
done that, I think.
All right.
I see where it says call to order.
Members present for a call to order.
No, Mr. Magnini,
Oh.
participate in remote.
Oh, sorry, I left that in.
That's okay. Other than that,
Yeah, I gotta strike that a whole sentence.
Yeah. Good catch.
I actually read it.
Okay.
With that amendment?
Yeah.
Do we have a second?
Yes, second?
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll abstain, just,
One
because I
abstention?
wasn't here,
Did you
but I
count?
can vote, but I just assume not, seeing I wasn't here.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll correct the first page. We can sign that. Sounds good.
Second order of business, 81Ps. We have two of them tonight. The first one, 5 Gordon Drive.
Yes, sir, so we have here, this is a subdivision plan. So in the original subdivision plan back in, a few years ago, anyway, this, you see in your packets, I have a smaller reduced size that shows the pink area that's in question here. This pink area was supposed to be a temporary construction easement. It was supposed to be deeded back to the developer. It was supposed to stay in the developer's control. However, it was deeded to the applicant, the Vieras, and it's part of their deed now. So what they're doing is they're trying to unload it, and according to their deed, they can unload it to whoever they want, but they're unloading it back to the original developer. So that's really all this is. It's labeled as not a building lot. They're just discarding it and giving it back to the builder.
Who are the Vieras?
Yes, yes.
That's the first name of them.
Yep.
It's what, Joe and Anna?
Yeah. Yep, right up here on the top.
Okay. Okay, what's the pleasure of the board on this?
Move to approve?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a vote on that?
Aye.
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 Aye. Okay. Approved. And the second 81P is 4 Hayward Field.
So unfortunately, town council reviewed this and required some updates. The applicant here is the town. It's not the Italian-American World War vets. It's the town who's taking care of this issue for the vets, because right now they built their pavilion on town property, so they're trying to carve this off and create separate lots, but this plan is inaccurate, so this will be on our next agenda.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, and the third one, the site plan application for the 225 West Street, that's going to be continued to the June 16th meeting?
Yes, sir.
And also number 4, the stormwater permit for 225 West Street.
Yes, sir.
That's been continued as well?
Yep, we just
June
need a-
16th, yep,
You just need a motion to accept both continuances.
okay.
Motion.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. That's approved.
Okay.
Just point of order, I can vote on those, correct, now?
Yes,
You know, I
they're
missed
just
the last meeting,
continuances.
but we did have the,
Yeah, so the Mullen rule only applies to public hearings. So these aren't public hearings.
Okay. We have a site plan review at 31 Beaver Street. That was continued from May 19th. This is on the propane storage.
Chairman, if I may, since we have folks here, could we take out of order the ZBA referral for 2 Mason Drive?
Okay. That sounds good. I'm going to recuse myself on that one.
Myself, I'm recusing myself.
So 2 recusals on that. Dave Marnani and Jill Moran.
Very well. I'll take over from there. Let's get to right spot. All right. So we had a request for variance for 2 Mason Drive. Matt, if you want to read in your letter, and we'll start from there. Sure, my letter reads, the applicant requests 2 variances, the minimum area requirements for 2 lots. Specifically, the plan is to create a new lot within the existing 34,290 square foot lot for 2 lots, that being 21,342 and 12,948 respectively. The minimum lot size in the RC zone is 45,000 square feet. Given the applicant is employed by the town of Milford, the planning office, I do not feel comfortable making a recommendation at this time, but those are the facts of what's before us today. Great, thank you.
Thanks, Matt.
Obviously, in the packet, we have the proposals and the aerial view and basically a architectural sketch. I guess open it up first. I know it's only a ZBA referral, but open it up here first to any of the board members that have any comments they'd like to.
I mean, I don't see how we could approve this. I mean, it effectively turns every lot up there into a, doesn't mean RC as is. It turns every lot up there into an RB. I don't know why we would want to do that.
Yeah, regretfully,
I don't, you know,
have to agree with
there's
that.
no specific hardship, I mean, other than somebody wants to have 2 lots, or a house and a lot, and, you know, everybody would like to have that, but I don't think that's the reason why we created zoning 50 years ago, so.
Again, with regret, I concur entirely.
And if no one on the board is against, I know there are different people here to speak towards it, so certainly we'll open it up again. It's only a ZBA referral, but again, if board members are for opening it up just to have public comment, I'm okay with it too.
It's fine.
So yeah, so if anybody's here for public comment, if you could come up, introduce yourself, give your name, your address, and if you could keep it to a minimum, but address the board, feel free. Yeah, you can come right up here. And again, just your name and your address. Feel free to sit. If you'd like. Feel free to sit down. You can stand right there or sit, whatever's comfortable for you.
Sure. I'm David Dutton. My wife and I have lived on that street, across the street, so we're direct abutters for 15 years. It's a nice neighborhood. We bought it because of its character, and we
Mason
have...
Drive or Jenks?
I'm sorry? We're on 3 Jenks Road.
Thank you.
Dutton is the last name, D-U-T-T-O-N. We are one of the direct abutters. So one of the reasons we bought into that neighborhood is exactly what you said. It's an RC, not an RB, and so we like the fact that houses look very different but uniform in the sense of the lot, the spread, the front yards, and this would definitely change the character of that. I've talked to different neighbors, and I know I can't speak for all of them, and I won't try to, but the sentiment that I can convey is that most people like it the way it is. They don't want to see a change, and they don't see a hardship, as you said, other than someone wants to, proceed. Now, I know the argument has been an ADU, and that's something that I don't think a lot of people in the neighborhood want either, but it's not that we would oppose that. We cannot. But it's more the fact that do we allow one person to do that that's already non-conforming, less than an acre, and to further non-conform quite dramatically to a third of an acre or less. And that might open the floodgates to, well, if you give that exception, then maybe in your neighborhood, they would say, well, you did it for one, let's do it for another. And you can't really say no to once you open that floodgate. So I think that's my say, and I do intend to attend the board meeting for the zoning board next week, because I know that's a public hearing. But I just wanted to convey me and my wife and how we feel. It's a lovely neighborhood. We like it the way it is, and certainly the owner, Maria and Jack, are welcome to do what they want to with the ADU. That's the law. But the law also says that there are certain rules to the game, and you can't just carve up a property because you feel like you'd like to do that. So Okay, so that's what I'd like to say, unless you had any questions.
I have one question. Did you receive notification as a butter from the ZBA?
I did, actually. I
Just
think it
wanted
has
to
to be within 2 weeks. I got it like one day less than 2 weeks, but that was fine.
You
And
did
if-
you received
I did
notice of hearing?
receive, yeah,
Good.
thank you. I didn't
Make sure.
receive it as of last meeting, but I did following the meeting. And I appreciate your allowing us to share. So thanks very much.
Anybody else cares? Feel free if you'd like to. And again, just your name and your address, please.
My name is Lisa Sherman, and I live at 4 Jenks Road. So if anybody, if this is going to affect, it's going to affect me, because my front yard is going to become, the yard of the new house that they want to build is going to be beside my front yard. And so if anything is going to affect anybody in the neighborhood, it's me first. And I have a beautiful yard, and I would like to keep the neighborhood just the way it is without having a house right beside my yard. That's it.
Okay, thank you very much, appreciate it. Any other comment from any of the board members at all? Yeah, I think.
No, I think they
Yeah.
spoke about the ADU. Obviously, as you're aware, the ADU has other things that obviously allowing this would not, and that's, I think the difference. And, I don't think it's fair to all the neighbors to create lots that don't meet what the zoning was in the area. Or the ADU is different if they have the right by law.
Correct.
We have nothing to say about it if they meet all the ADU requirements.
Yeah, I was going to mention that too, that certainly the proposed, I think, 1,300 square foot house obviously exceeds what the ADU is, so you're looking at something a little bit smaller. Obviously, the applicant would have the right to put an ADU. I believe the 900 square feet is living space, so they still could put on a sunroom and a two-car garage too, so just so applicants, or excuse me, as abutters are aware of that. So, but certainly what the applicant is looking to do here is splitting the land up and to make two, in a sense, buildable lots. The ADU obviously changes things up a little bit, but based on where this is, they still have the ability to do the ADU aspect. It just changes the size a little bit overall. So again, just
Yeah, and
to put that out there so everybody's aware of that.
Yeah, and the non-conforming use issues.
Yes.
If we were to do this and carry non-conforming, whereas the
Yeah,
ADU would not
Yep.
fall under that.
yeah, so, okay. So obviously, like I said, this is a ZBA referral going up. The meeting, I believe, is next week. So I would be looking to entertain a motion of a favorable or unfavorable moving up to the ZBA.
Make a motion, send it unfavorable to the ZBA
All right.
with,
Any
if
notes?
Matt could draft up based on what the board has said in terms of the unfavorable going to the ZBA, I think that should be included in the letter to the ZBA.
It's unfavorable based off it being non-conforming lot.
An existing non-conforming to, with size, and that it would effectively allow the change of zoning for that whole area to RB for all the lots that are in that area.
Okay.
Second.
And there's also, did you say, sorry, Joe, the hardship side of it? I apologize. No
Yeah,
hardship
I don't.
to include?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also, there does not appear to be a hardship that falls under the regulations of Mass General laws.
Just to make sure it's captured, yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right, so a motion by Joe, second by Martha, and then all in favor of sending an unfavorable recommendation to the ZBA with the notes that Matt has captured.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, and I'm also an aye.
Measure, get the abstentions.
And yes, two abstentions.
Two
Thank you very
recusals.
much on that. Two recusals, Mr. Morais and Mr. Manini. Okay.
Got it.
Okay. I'll hand things back over to Mr. Morais.
Okay. So-
Thank you very much for letting us speak.
Yes, no problem. I appreciate it.
Okay, so we're back to 31 Beaver Street on the propane storage. We had the issue with the wall. Has there been any updated status?
Just want to state for the record, Mr. Manini and Mr. Morais have returned to the meeting. No longer recused.
Thank you.
Bring up the other one. So we received revised plans from the structural engineer. So it accurately reflects the site plan now. He also sent in a memorandum, I should bring that up. More important than this. So he goes through each of the walls. Wall 1 is one that was no longer needed based on the new configuration of the site. Wall 2 hasn't been installed. That's the one that is, I think, furthest south, closest to, it's really for grading into the wetland is why the wall is there. So redesigns based on, so that we'll be able to see that construction from the, it'll be brand new construction. That one didn't fall over. Wall 3, I just want to make sure I have the right walls. Wall 3 is the one going in on the left, right?
Correct, your south-facing entrance wall?
Yes. So that wall has as of yesterday, I visited the site, basically all but the last maybe 50 feet or so had been taken down to the ground. They put a level crushed stone base and pad to protect subgrade. Subgrade is acceptable. The engineer was out there to view it. And then the they started putting the blocks back in with the geogrid. The geogrid was being installed to the correct lengths. It was not being overlapped, which was one of the issues last time. It's actually a little odd, I guess, but you're not supposed to overlap the grid. So they did that. I saw the crushed stone behind the wall, the drainage pipe behind the wall. So everything for that wall appears to be meeting the installation based on the plans. Wall 4 has the shims. Actually, I think Wall 5 had the shims. I think they might have both, but regardless. Wall 4 is going to be removed down at least three blocks deep. Then they're going to evaluate whether or not the remaining base stones, the base stones may, can't tell if the batter's off, I guess, on it. So the engineer is going to take a look at it. And if either the material behind the wall or the batter, which is the tippiness of the wall. Batter. So.
Big batter?
Yeah. Instead, so straight up would be a zero batter. And normally you have a wall tilted back towards the fill so that it helps it helps create a little triangle, so it's sturdier, basically. This one is currently battered in the wrong direction. So they're going to take down, and then if either the if the base stones aren't level or there's improper materials, then they'll have to remove those bottom blocks as well. And I'm certain that the structural engineer will be on site to see that, and if they plan on keeping them, I definitely will be out there to take pictures and,
Is there a way, I mean, I'm just looking at the other comments and stuff and what the construction was. Do we have any clue as to whether that pad is actually anywhere near worthwhile? I mean, I look at the one like wall 3 and it sounds like the pad was, for lack of a better word, a piece of crap. You know, we're saying we're going to take down 3. I just have no confidence that, in fact, the base is worth anything out there.
I agree, and I suspect that the engineer is going to feel the same way. It's just he wants to.
You know, he needs to be aware he's going to be certifying it if he says
And
it.
that's
so.
why and that's why I say if he thinks it's fine, you know, I don't know that there's much that we can do, but we can certainly. I will take soil samples and I will make sure that I document as much as I can, so that if there is a problem, that, you know, he knows that I'm on top of it, and that'll help him make the right decision, I think. So I suspect that one will end up coming down to the grade, but we'll see. And then wall 5 is the one where they put all the shims in, significant shimming, which are not to be used. So that wall is going to be taken down for the time and rebuilt. For the time being, they're showing it being rebuilt to the same height that they had. They are going to possibly, this site has different, just like they were able to eliminate wall 1. They may be able to do something with this wall so they have a little more grading and a little less wall. But regardless, what's there is going to come out, because those bottom stones are definitely not on stable ground.
On wall 5.
On wall 5. That's why they needed the shims, because that one's definitely on wall 4. Because like I said, they're gonna have to dig it up, but the geogrid may be either under or close enough to the duct bank that there's an electrical duct bank on that side. So that may have helped hold it, and maybe there's better material in there. So that might have been part of the reason that wall, the bottom, doesn't look as bad as of yet. So.
Yeah, well, certainly, without knowing, you've got freeze thaw back there. If the piping behind it and the crushed stone is not in the way it's supposed to be, it may not show up immediately, but you're looking for problems downstream that we want to try to avoid.
Yep.
I would like to move that we continue this till at least July 7, because none of this sounds like it's going to happen fast at all.
So the only thing, and I'm not trying to sway you, but I just want
Go
to
ahead. No,
provide the information.
I intended this to be somewhat provocative.
They are looking to get the amended site plan so that they can start the they have other permits that they need to get from the fire department and the select board to get the propane.
And
So-
they can't get those without an approved site plan?
Well, the planning board has asked the fire chief to wait until at least we had a good plan in front of us as to how they were going to fix it. It's really up to you guys if you want him to continue holding. I'm sure he will. If you want to allow him to move forward, they still wouldn't be able to get occupancy until they have an approved site plan. So I guess what I'm asking is, do you at least feel comfortable enough to let them move forward with the permitting on the propane? Or do you still want to hold?
Well, I'm not sure I have the rest of the board's support on my motion, so
Yeah, I
Could we talk
interrupted,
about,
that's why.
what's the timeline to get this work done?
I don't think they're going to have a good idea. Can you tell if he's?
Yeah, well, the reason I ask is because, I'm hearing through sources that they want to open up sometime this month.
That ain't
Yeah,
happening.
that's definitely not. No.
Well, that's what I'm hearing.
Right, so they can't open up until they get an occupancy permit. Which
Just-
requires an approved site plan.
Yes.
So 2 weeks ago, we went through all this and went through
Yeah.
kind of in detail what the issues were. What has changed in 2 weeks? From your perspective?
The memorandum that the memorandum it gives us a clear idea of how he intends to move forward with
Right.
construction, and we have a,
Well, the memorandum was part of this 2 weeks ago.
not that one.
So this has been updated based on 2 weeks ago, because I remember there was a memorandum kind of stating a lot of what was here.
Yeah, May 30th.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a new memorandum, and it definitely explains more clearly.
Yep.
The other one was a general overview, because he
Okay.
hadn't had time to,
And I know, based on that meeting we had 2 weeks ago, and the memorandum we had then, is we felt that until an engineer went through and signed off on wall construction, we were putting a hold on things, because we were not, at least I myself, not comfortable moving forward with other aspects of this project if they can't get the entrance aspect correct. So
So
to
that-
Martha's point, I support that. I just don't know the timing of it. So again, I feel like, again, 2 weeks ago, we said we will start to move forward once we have a structural engineer or some type of engineering report that we can look at, feel comfortable with the project, and then move ahead.
yeah. So I think
And I don't see that.
the memorandum, I guess the memorandum in my mind satisfied the report that we were looking for. That's
Okay.
just my opinion. And we do have a new set of plans stamped by the structural engineer. So this is what would have been required, this is what you did require before you approved the original site plan. So they've provided the things that, if it hadn't fallen down and they were just starting from new, this is what they would have had to provide.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, please. Babe.
I have been the most critical person on this board about this wall, seeing this, looking at the memorandum from the engineer and seeing what he feels, and what our other engineer also watching over, I feel comfortable with passing the the amended site plan now, knowing the end thing is, the fire chief, we tell the fire chief no, there's nothing's gonna happen, so, in the end. So I feel comfortable right now that we've let the developer know we're serious about what they're doing. Our engineer's serious about watching them, and their engineer is also serious about telling them what to do. So I have no problem with going along with the amendment.
Yeah, I don't have any problems with this. I mean, normally we don't see this much, and we still have to do this in terms of what we normally do. I think at the end of the day, we had an issue up there, but I don't think that provides us the luxury of saying we want more than what we normally would. So I think this is normally what we would get. The one thing that I guess I would ask is, can we, that being said, and we can approve the site plan contingent on, or can we approve a contingent on the fire chief cannot give a final inspection of the propane tanks until such time as the work on the walls is completed. And I'm not sure, I mean, I think we can ask him that and do that, so that way he can approve it, he can get everything all set up, but he can't go do his final inspection until these walls are done to the satisfaction of the engineer. That's what I would.
I mean, I think he would agree to that, even, I don't know if you can put it in as a condition or not, but either way, I will convey that thought
Yeah, I
to
think
him,
we-
and he definitely,
I think if we talk to the chief, he wouldn't have a problem with that either.
he absolutely would not. He's concerned about, the safety of a truck going in and the wall falling down with the truck on it.
That would be a problem.
So,
We have a motion?
Just want to add,
You had the motion by Martha first, I'm sorry. to
But I
interrupt.
think my
Okay.
motion failed due to lack of second. And I did mean it to be provocative and triggered
Matt, do you
serious
have a comment?
conversation.
yeah, I just want to state procedurally, so, yeah, we did receive everything we asked for, and I think Liz and Joe are spot on with that. As far as the condition, the one condition on our original approval was just that the CO cannot be issued until the site plan's built according to the plan. Right, so there's still a measure of control in that aspect. The building commissioner's not going to issue a CO until the board's happy with this plan. So I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, I guess this is just maybe perhaps belt and suspenders on my own thing to go to, I mean, that's the way it's always should be, per se. I mean, that doesn't need to be specific.
Right.
And we've also had cases where somehow magically people have gotten occupancy permits when, whether they be temporary because they feel they can do a temporary and not a permanent. I don't want that to happen, so I'm thinking that I'd be more comfortable by making sure that we say the fire chief can't do a final inspection of the propane system until the walls have been approved and accepted by the structural engineer. And I'll make that as a motion that we approve the site plan subject to that.
Second that.
Okay.
Quick discussion?
Yes.
Just going back to the memorandum, just for, I guess, for future reference, I look at this as a memorandum, I don't see a stamp, I don't see a signature, so it's telling us what is going to be improved upon, but the original plans were supposed to be followed to be a structurally sound wall, and it didn't happen, so I feel like where I'm concerned is yeah, this is here, but it hasn't fully been inspected. And I know it's not our purview to hold up things, but again, I'm concerned with moving forward if it hasn't been fully inspected yet, because again, it showed that they didn't build it right the first time,
it is being inspected.
but we don't have that approval yet in front of us.
That's what, so he stamped the plans.
You did, okay, so I don't have those
He
stamps.
stamped,
These are all stamped.
Okay, all right, well,
stamped the new plans,
That's what I was looking at.
and that's, right, that's really more
Sorry.
important than the
Back to,
memorandum.
that's what I was trying to get at with what's changed in the last 2 weeks. Okay, we have an updated memorandum, we have a stamp drawing.
Yes.
That makes me more comfortable.
Yes.
Hearing that.
And like the memorandum is just one example of him
Right.
saying, I was out there and I saw that, like, and normally I wouldn't get that. You know, I'll go out and check once in a while, and maybe the structural engineer does, maybe they don't, who knows?
Right.
But because of the failure with the first wall, he's providing us with memorandums from his inspections, so.
Okay, like I said, from a different business set where when things come in, they've got some sort of stamp or signature or approval on them, not just a note, that's all. So I get a little bit leery that anybody can create this. With the stamp plan in front of me and pointing that out, I feel better now, but I just hope that, again, that we
Well,
can keep
my
improving
expectation
upon.
is he drew up these plans and stamped them, so when it comes back as an as-built,
Right.
he's saying it got built to this. So we have this is what they're supposed to build, whether that's what's out there now or not, it's up to him to tell us and then to stamp it.
That's why I'm harping on the need for continual inspection
Well, that's-
during the process, because again, we had a wall fall down. And that was off a stamp plan.
And he's,
Right?
so, and he's, yes, and
So-
he's going to be, this is the other piece that you may want to include as a part of, they have not submitted the updated, as of today, I think, they haven't updated submitted the updated plans to the building department for their, for the building permit for the retaining wall. So it's mostly a paperwork thing, but I think that that's something that you may,
We're constantly playing catch-up with this cycle. So I would strongly just say, hey, let's hold off until we get all our ducks in a row. So I'm not in favor of this right now.
Well, we would normally not see that for the building department anyways. I mean,
Realize,
again, I'll go back to
but
what
again,
we-
I realize, but you're just stating the amount of inconsistencies with this project.
Which was sort of a trigger, a driving issue to my original motion. I'm sick of this coming back and back and still not being ready for it.
Correct.
Ready for us.
Any other
Sending a
discussion?
message.
One other item to add to the amended motion. There was a red maple tree in the corner where the propane line is supposed to be. We need that relocated.
Good
I know
idea.
that was at the beginning, but it needs to be
Good idea.
relocated in an area.
The trees.
I mean,
And the pipes, propane pipes.
at the end of the day, we have to look at where we are to a certain extent, at least he has the right to do all this work without us saying a damn thing. So to me, it's like we're letting him go and get his permit from the fire chief. That's all we're doing. The other stuff he has the right to do by right because we already approved the plan. He never came back to us. The fact that it fell down is not, quote, our issue. We wouldn't even know about it. So, I mean, I think where we are, and how we normally permit these, we have more information than we normally do. I understand there's been an incident there, but at the end of the day, I don't know that holding them up from getting a propane thing at this time really does much.
I would say, though, are we approving plans based on, like, building of bubble gum and duct tape, or building using sound building techniques, approved building techniques? Because that's when I approve a plan, I'm assuming that they're going to be using sound building techniques. Obviously, this applicant did not use sound building techniques. So, and I completely understand that we approve based on that, so to put a stop on it, well, again, now I'm leery of the building practices, even moving on to this propane, until I can see like that they can use proper building techniques and practices in other aspects of the property. And I understand where you're saying, like, it's technically stopping them isn't in our purview, but I approve plans for this based on approved techniques, and
Yeah,
they're
we
not
always
using
do.
it.
I mean, but to tell you the truth, we never know whether they are or not, in most cases, unless there's a catastrophic failure.
Right,
And they come back for a change.
Right.
Otherwise, we wouldn't even know it at all. So
Because normally they do build it with proper techniques, and they did have something catastrophic, so now it's back to us because of that.
Well, it's
so-
not, no, it's not BCAC. it's
Well,
not
oh, sorry,
because
well,
of-
because of this, sorry, the propane, thank you. Well, But it highlighted it.
Yeah, the only thing that saved us on this was the safety factor of a propane truck going through the walls is the only thing that we had to grasp on. That was tight. But,
Yeah, I just don't know that us holding this up for 2 weeks does anything in getting the walls constructed correctly or not, if he's still going to not
gonna-
do it or
yeah.
not. I mean, I think we're still in the same spot. So to me, if it helps them get permits and get other stuff in, then, you know, why bother doing that? The building inspector has to approve the walls, should be approving the walls, and I hope he's looking at it as close as Liz is looking at it. And the, you know, if we tell the fire chief that until the walls are done, he can't give a final inspection on the propane, so we got multiple ways of not having him open up, I think we're covered. So I'm not happy that somebody built the thing, and, you know, it doesn't take much to know that those need to be on a backwards batter into the wall. You know, that bothers me, but, I mean, you know, this says this is the way they're supposed to be built going forward. That's normally what our purview is, and
And the engineer is going to have to sign off on this after it's constructed to the building department, saying that it was constructed according to these plans.
Right.
And he's going to be, I'm the first to tell you that as an engineer, I am not always out on the sites, even though I stamp it and say, yes, it was built in, because I rely on information given to me by other people. But when something like this goes wrong, I'm not relying on it. I can guarantee you, he's not going to rely on other people to tell him it was built correctly. He's going to be out there this time because he knows there was already an issue, and you just don't want to take that chance.
Understood.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second? Still?
What's John's
I
motion?
second.
Okay.
Okay. Do we get a vote on that?
I
Aye.
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 No.
Okay. 4 in favor, 1 against. Okay. Anything on zoning bylaw amendments? Anything going on?
Yes, sir. So I'm getting way ahead of us here, but I've got some new use ideas for our bylaws. I mean, there's other things that need to be addressed sooner, like parking, like we really need to start diving into that. But there's a bunch of new uses that keep coming in and we keep getting questions about that we need to have in our bylaw. One of them is, we're getting a lot of distribution facilities, but our only definition is warehouse. So we're putting it under warehouse. So maybe we should further define our warehouse. Say warehouse, distribution, or storage facility, including a mini storage warehouse, or warehouse, other enclosed building for storage, distribution, or wholesale marketing, and then the definitions below. Those are 2 separate options for warehouse. And then the parking underneath is consistent with something that we already have. Fitness services, we just had someone come in with a gym and we treated it like a place of assembly, like a church. Like we should have a fitness center or fitness services definition in our bylaw. Fitness services for dancing, martial arts, musical instruction, facilities for physical exercise, fitness, or health, such as a gym. I think it's a pretty good definition.
How does musical instruction fit in?
It's like,
Jazzercise.
right,
Oh,
right, things like that. I
we
didn't
could
put.
call it something different, because I'm thinking like violin lessons.
Yeah.
I would probably, I mean, that would be interesting with parking, I think, too, as to how we handle that, because I don't think we handle it well now, to be honest. So that change would help us, I believe.
I think so, too.
Oh, yeah, good idea. It's
One
just the
space for
musical
each,
instruction thing.
180 square feet of net floor area, 1 space per employee on the larger shift. So the net floor area, it's not the gross floor area, it's a net floor area. I don't know if we're considering that as the area that they do the exercise, as the net, but we could further get into that.
Yeah, I would look into that. I would see how, I'm sure other people have that, some other towns and stuff. It would be interesting to see what they have and how they define it.
And I'm getting a lot of calls about electronic data storage. So I know these things are kind of a,
Hot button topic.
yeah, they are. So a lot of towns don't have these in their definitions yet, but I did find one. They call it electronic data storage facility used to store files by means of servers or electronic means.
As far as electronic storage, they need no parking at all.
Right.
One
Well,
parking.
no, and that's the thing, we don't cover that. We'd have a huge parking area for no reason
We
at
have the
all.
one on West Street on 140. And
Where's that?
on the right-hand side before Countryside Drive.
Here?
Yeah, that's,
You wouldn't even know it's there.
yeah, that's it, you don't know what's there. I used to do the plowing for it, and that was it, I plowed the area, there was one truck that was there maybe once a week, every 2 weeks.
Yeah, no, I think there's minimal parking needed, but we wouldn't, again, we don't have that in.
No.
And if it is gonna be a use,
No, absolutely.
then,
It's
you
just-
know, I don't wanna see a big parking lot for something just because we don't have it in our bylaws. So that is something else
No,
that's a
absolutely.
possibility.
So I was thinking one space for each 2,000 square feet, the first 20,000, so that's 10 spaces if it's 20,000 square feet, plus one space for each additional 10 after that.
How
Depending on the size
big
of
are they
these.
typically in square footage? Is there-
The only one I saw was 45,000.
Oh, okay.
That one didn't get built, so, yeah.
45.
Yeah, I'd look at to see if anyone else has
Big-
addressed that.
big
'Cause
facility.
I think Babe's right, the amount of cars that are gonna be in there at any
That's
one
way
time
over-
is.
That's way over.
Yeah, it was big,
know,
but.
5 or 6
probably-
cars at the most, unless they put in a meeting room or something like that is part of the facility.
Right.
The facility itself, you're never going to use more than 5 or 6 parking spots. But I mean, if for whatever reason they think they need a meeting room and there's seating for 20 people, then that's a different discussion.
Right, yeah,
And then
so,
again, I guess that would be part of, if they come with plans with that, it would be a mixed use where you have that type of facility plus the meeting room.
so again, these are just startup things that for discussion, so we can dive further into these as we want. And then the next one is Joe's request for the parking spaces behind buildings. Wasn't sure
I'm sorry,
where,
the what? I didn't-
parking spaces behind buildings.
Where there's no available access.
So in our bylaw, the standards for computation, I figured we put this kind of at the end of it. Parking spaces behind buildings without direct customer access at the rear of the building shall not count towards parking calculations. This is the sole discretion of the planning board and may be waived as deemed appropriate. So it turns out that they do have an egress, the planning board can waive it.
Or if the distance from that parking lot to the front door is
Yeah, I think it puts,
I would just waive it. I wouldn't put a distance in.
right.
right, oh, yes, no, I'm just saying,
So I think that gives the planning board a little bit of control on that, otherwise they're not allowed.
I'm the other way around. Their parking spaces, put them where they want.
Well, they're not used. That's the problem I have.
Well, I understand that, but that's, if they want to count 500 spaces and they're not going to use 300 of them.
Well, we're the ones that get stuck with it, like down at Stop and Shop, where we've got 100 parking spaces behind the building that have never been used in the 10 years the thing's been there, and it's crowded as hell a lot of times out front.
Right.
And it's like, this shouldn't be.
I go there all the time, I find a parking space.
I've gone there and I haven't, so. They're not used, they shouldn't be in, it's more pavement that doesn't get used, it gets put into a calculation only for the sake of the developer getting to put more square footage, and that's the only reason why it's there. It doesn't provide the town any benefit whatsoever that I can see, so to me, I definitely feel like we need to do something about that situation, and it should be in the bylaw so that there's no questions asked.
theoretically, those would be employee parking spaces, but I realize.
There's no way, and there's no way of us to
monitor that,
monitor
yeah.
it. And we've heard that statement with multiple people, we're gonna have them do it, and there isn't, yeah, Stop and Shop's gonna go park up behind. Hey, where do you guys park? Oh, no, we park out front.
Nobody parks.
Nobody parks there.
Nobody parks.
Well,
Yeah.
they're useless spaces. We'd be better off without the pavement to meet other requirements, so.
These are good proposals. Need further discussion, obviously.
Right. Just wanted to introduce them to us. That's something I've been working on.
Oh, yes.
No, I'm glad you brought it up, Matt, because it's something we can discuss.
Absolutely.
In years past, all of a sudden, we have a public hearing, and it's something that we got to do it because the town meeting's coming up, and that's wrong.
Right.
So
So I want to get them out early.
proactive is a good thing.
That's all I have for bylaw amendment ideas.
All right, so for number 8, we've got a master plan implementation committee.
Yeah, so I've been here coming up on a year now, and in August, it's coming up.
My goodness.
And we should,
So,
Matt, at the risk of embarrassing you, happy birthday.
oh, thanks. So, at some point, I was going to have to do this, so I figured, why not start now? We need an implementation committee for our comprehensive plan, or else it's just going to become a very expensive paperweight.
Right.
So this charge that I put together kind of lays out the charge of the committee. This would make it so that the members of the committee are appointed by the planning board, not appointed by any other authority, and it's a subcommittee of the planning board. Now, we can work on the charge as we go, and I'd like to get this reviewed by town council at some point, but I'm looking tonight for at least the planning board for a motion to establish the comprehensive plan implementation committee so that I can get the ball rolling on this.
I got a problem with the planning board appointing.
Okay?
The planning board can appoint the freestanding ones, but somebody who's a member of a board, like the select board, the Parks Commission, or anything that has to be done, that board or commission should be the one who appoints their member.
Oh, they'll absolutely assign
Believe
delegates.
me, we have a problem, and this is not against Joe, you, or anybody else. When we had the appointment with the assignment for your job, the select, the town
Administrator.
picked a member of the planning board. And I called him up and I complained about it. Not that Joe wasn't qualified, but we're an elected board, we're the ones that should be picking.
Right.
If the water department is a member of this board, they should be the one picking, and the select.
Okay.
And that's the way, that's what I feel.
So I can add language to the charge to say that each of these committees can assign their own delegate, and once they come to their first meeting.
I would assume that because the only power that we have, we can say who's on it, but to me, it would be, if we're going to have a member of the selectmen, it would be, the select board is to select their member or delegate. Or designee. Or designee, it might be the town administrator. If the water department's on it, the water, so it certainly shouldn't be a name from this board that we're selecting, it should be a position somewhere in the town. So then that way, when that changes also, it becomes their job to update and make it whoever the new member is.
So the appointing authority for all things is the select board right now. So it's just in order to be part of the committee, the members have to be appointed by a governing body. It's usually there'd be us, since it's a subcommittee of us. So any of these boards, the select board, Concom, or whoever, they'd assign a delegate, they'd come see us at the planning board meeting, and we decide to appoint them or not.
Well,
Kind of affirm.
then I guess
board's appointment.
the question becomes, does this board have the power to do that? I mean, we can create however we want. Can
That's what
we
this
actually get-
charge is supposed to do.
Yeah, can we actually get people to show up, or does it need to be the Board of Selectmen so that it has some teeth in it? That would be my only question. I have no problem with the formation of it.
Yep.
And I understand where you're trying to go. I just want to make sure that after we do it,
Yep.
is somebody actually going to say, yep, okay, I need to appoint this person, because that's part of what we need to do is a member of the town.
Okay. So I can work on the charge language, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously need some work there.
You know, to that point, in the charge language, does it need to be some sort of rules and regulations, just as far as how many meetings, if you miss so many meetings in a row, then you need to go back to a board and get a new designee, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I know that it's not it's not very popular, but if you start missing 3 or 4 meetings in a row, well, you're not being a productive member, so let's move on and get somebody else that can be. So I'm good with putting that type of language in there, and let's,
absolutely.
if you're going to be a designee, and appointed to it, let's own up and be here,
Okay, can add something about that, too.
if that's, the will of the board.
So eventually, in order to apply for certain grants and stuff, I need to have a implementation committee in place. So if we can get a consultant to help spearhead this thing, all the better. But I need at least a committee formed. Doesn't have to have all the members assigned or anything, but we need at least a committee formed to apply for grants. Some grants.
Okay, so
The
you're
draft
doing-
charge is exactly that. It's exactly a draft. And it definitely needs work, so just kind of started with something.
I have no issue saying that we need to form a committee. As to what that committee consists of right now and stuff, I guess I have, until I know more, I guess I would have some issues, but to form the committee, to say that we need to form the committee, if you need a motion for that, because that would help you, then I have no problem saying that we should form the committee.
Okay.
And that as we move forward, we will define members and responsibilities as we move forward, but that the committee should be formed.
Okay.
Is that a motion?
Yes.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous.
Thank you.
Okay, what else we have? We got item 9, any planning board rules and regulations?
So I sent this over to council since town meeting ended, but he's still yet to review it. But
Okay.
I did add some language to it since our last meeting. I added stuff about performance bonds, which wasn't on there at first. I also added the Mullen rule since we just adopted that, so there'll be a fresh draft for us to view after town council looks at it.
Okay, great. Thank you, Matt. Town engineer updates?
I don't have anything at this time. Any questions about anything going on?
No? No? It's all good? All right. Chairman updates? I don't have anything. Any member updates? What? Okay, our next meeting will be June 16th, 2026. What's the pleasure of the board?
Do we want to discuss
Yeah.
July now, seeing how
Yeah, that makes
we only have one meeting, and we can do July and August if we want, I guess. But I thought we should at least do July now.
We usually meet once in July.
Once in July, once in August.
Okay.
Okay. Well, around July 4th is going to be sacred. I
Yeah.
mean, we've got the big celebration going on this year.
I'm off the week of the 20th through the 24th. I don't know if that helps.
I'm off the week before
The
that.
14th?
Yes.
Doesn't, yeah. So, yeah.
I mean, 14th would seem correct anyways.
Is there any conflicts with other boards and committees on the second and fourth Tuesdays?
No, it was, to be honest, with the way we were, it was because of, actually Lions Club meetings with Babe and I as to why we ended up, well, planning board was always the first and third, but as we got in and tried to shift, that became more difficult, so we never looked in, but there's no, I'm not aware of any other boards having issues. And same, I think most of them are in the same situation as us. I don't think they meet as often during those 2 months anyways.
Okay.
We don't have, we don't have, so the Lions Club doesn't meet anyway, so we're available on those nights.
So I'm sorry, because, I mean, the first and third of Tuesdays of July are not, are available, but we're saying we want to meet just once in July, is that, okay.
Is the
I'm saying
14th?
the 14th would be
Yeah.
the appropriate.
That works for me.
Does that work? Works for me.
I'd rather have the town planner here. I won't be, but that's okay.
I'm sorry,
I said I won't be here the 14th, but carry on.
where are you going to be?
On a beach.
You need a permission slip?
Yes.
No.
I don't remember receiving that
Looks like
request.
July 14th works.
Okay.
Do we want to
Can remote into the
look at
sound of the
August
waves.
as
There you
well?
go.
Absolutely.
Remote in.
I mean, that looks like either the 11th or the 18th.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, 11th is my birthday.
Oh, really?
I'm more than fine with the 18th if we want to go there.
Well, we
Unless you
can
want-
have
unless you
cake
really
here.
want to meet on your birthday, babe.
You want to have cake here?
We'll meet at my house, and we'll have
All right.
a
I'm going to be
cookout.
taking the summer off. I won't be around the 18th either. I'll be in South Carolina.
Ay, ay, ay.
College moving. Hey, it happens.
That's important, absolutely. So,
Is that you were saying about people that miss a couple of meetings?
yeah,
Why do you think I mentioned it?
is August 4th too early?
Yeah, 4th would be too early,
Okay,
because I'm only saying that because of the time it takes to get to the first meeting in September.
okay.
From that point.
The 11th, if
September.
you feel the 11th, there's no problem.
September 1st is a Tuesday.
Okay, yeah. So,
I'm fine either the 11th or the 18th. Doesn't matter to me.
well, to accommodate Chris, we probably should go to
Don't
11.
do that. Don't do that.
You can't make it on the 11th, though. It's big trouble there.
That's what I mean. I'm like looking ahead going, there's nothing on the calendar right there, so.
Well, let's go with August 11th then.
All right, tentative the 11th.
All
Just
because of
bring
me.
cake for Babe, that's all.
Babe's more important than me, I can tell you that.
Right.
I'll say that publicly.
Okay. What's the pleasure of the board?
I make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, and we'll see you at the next meeting.